Hello, my name is Chimay, and I'm so excited to be your teacher for today. Okay, so have any of you ever been to Australia before? Or have you ever wondered what makes Australian food so unique? So, in Australia, food is more than just a meal. It's their celebration of their culture, history, and their community. So, let's get started. So, good afternoon, dear students. So, before we start, let's play a game first. So, this is what we call the word puzzle. So, in this game, you just have to guess the scrambled letters and type your answer in the chat box. So, are you ready? So, first is... So, the answer is kangaroo. The next... It's sausage. The next is... And the answer is Australia. Then round 4 is... Answer is cuisine. So thank you everyone. So based from our motivational game, what would be our topic for today? So our topic for today is all about Australian cuisine. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to first is to identify the popular Australian dishes after a brief presentation with at least 80% accuracy. Second is to describe the multicultural influences on Australian cuisine, including the British, Asian, and Indigenous contributions in a written summary of 100 words or more. Then last is to demonstrate knowledge of traditional Australian cooking methods like barbecuing by planning a simple Australian-style menu with 90% completeness. Australia is both a country and a continent, so it is in the southern hemisphere below Asia. So it is surrounded by two big oceans, so the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean. Then, Australia is divided into 6 states and 2 territories. So, about 26 million people live there. Then, the country is multicultural. So, this means that people from many backgrounds, they live together. And there are indigenous Australians, British settlers and immigrants from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Then, the main language spoken in Australia is English, but many other languages are also used. Also, the Australia's climate is different in different parts. In the north, it is tropical, hot and humid. In the south, it is temperate, which means it is milder and cooler. Then, the land is very diverse. So, there are beaches, deserts, rainforest, and also fertile farmland. So, Australia also has a very long coastline, over 34,000 kilometers or about 21,000 miles. So, this means that there are many coastal areas. The country also has deserts, forests, and tropical areas, so these different regions affect what food is available. Because the north is tropical, it is hot and wet. So the south is more temperate, so it is cooler. Then this affects what crops and animals can be raised in each area. Then Australia's main food industries are beef, seafood, dairy, and tropical fruit farming. So you will find a lot of meat, fish, milk products, and fruits in Australian food. Now let's talk about the history of food in Australia. In indigenous Australian influence, the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people have lived in Australia for more than 60,000 years. And their traditional food is called bush tucker. So this includes the kangaroo, emu, wheat, chitic grubs, or this is a type of insect. Then a bush, tomatoes, and native herbs. Also, they cook food by roasting over open flames or using underground ovens. Then, in British colonization, 1788 onward, when the British arrived, they brought new foods like beef, lamb, bread, and also dairy products. Also, they introduced foods like roast meats, pies, and puddings, which became popular. Then in multicultural influence in 20th and 21st century, in recent times, people from Italy, Greece, China, Vietnam, India, and the Middle East have moved to Australia. They brought new flavors and cooking styles. And now you can find pasta, sushi, curries, kebabs, and dumplings in Australian cuisine. So let's move on to the common ingredients. So first is the kangaroo meat. So this is a lean meat, which means it has less fat. So it is high in protein and is usually grilled or roasted. So it's a unique meat that many Australians enjoy. Then next is the barramundi. So this is a native fish in Australia. So it is known for its mild flavor and firm texture. Barramundi can be grilled, fried, or baked and is very popular in many restaurants. Then next is the macadamia nuts. So these are native nuts from Australia. So they are used in both sweet and savory dishes like cookies or salads. Next is the Vegemite. So this is a salty, dark brown spread made from yeast extract. So Australians usually eat it on toast and it has a strong and unique taste. Next is the wattle seed. So these are seeds from the wattle plant. They have a nutty flavor and are used in bread, desserts, and even coffee. Next is the bush tomatoes. These are small, tangy fruits that are used in sauces and chutneys. They add a special flavor to many dishes. Next is the lemon myrtle. So this is a native plant with a citrus flavor. So it is used in tea, desserts, and marinades to give a fresh taste. Then last is the Tim Tams. So these are famous Australian chocolate coated biscuits. So they are crunchy, sweet, and loved by many people as a snack. Now let's move on to the popular dishes you can find in Australia. So first off is the meat pie. So this is a classic Australian fast food. It is a pastry filled with meat and gravy. People often eat it with one hand, especially at sports games. Second is the Vegemite on toast. So this is a simple but iconic breakfast or snack. You can spread Vegemite on a slice of toast, sometimes with butter. So it's salty and unique, and many Australians grow up eating this. Next is the barramundi. So as mentioned earlier, this fish is often served grilled or fried and is a favorite in many Australian homes and restaurants. Next is the kangaroo steak. So kangaroo meat is not only healthy but also tasty. So it is often cooked as a steak, grilled or roasted, and served with vegetables or sauces. Next is the lamingtons. So these are small spongy cakes coated in chocolate and rolled in coconut. Sometimes they have a layer of jam or cream inside, so they are a popular dessert or snack. Next is the pavlova. This is a famous dessert made from meringue, which is crispy on the outside and soft inside. It is topped with whipped cream and fresh fruits like berries. Both Australia and New Zealand claim to have invented it. Next is the sausage sizzle. This is a simple meal of grilled sausages served in bread, often with onions and sauce. So it's popular at community events and fundraisers. Next is the dumper. This is a traditional Australian bread. It is made from simple ingredients like flour and water and baked over a campfire. It was originally made by early settlers and is still enjoyed today. Last is the chico roll. This is a deep fried snack filled with meat and vegetables. It's similar to a spring roll and is a popular takeaway food. So now let's proceed to their food practices and their meal times. So first is their multicultural influence. So Australian food is influenced by people from many countries like Italy, Greece, Vietnam, China, and India. This means that there are many different kinds of food in Australia. Then second is the traditional dishes. So some famous Australian foods are meat pies, fish and chips, Vegemite toast, and lamingtons, so which is a type of cakes. Next is the barbecue. So Australians love to cook and eat outside. They often have barbecues with sausages, kangaroo meat, and prawns. Then next is the fusion cuisine. Modern Australian food mix old traditional recipes with new flavors from other countries, making exciting and tasty dishes. Then fresh produce. Australia is known for its fresh seafood and fruits and vegetables. These are important in their cooking. Then last is the social eating. Australians often eat together with their friends and family, especially at outdoor parties or gatherings. So their meal times in Australia, their breakfast, this is eaten in the morning before leaving home, usually between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. Then they also have morning tea. This is a light snack or coffee break, usually between 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. And lunch is usually between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. It often lasts about an hour. Then their afternoon tea, this is another light snack taken between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Then the last is the dinner. So this is their main meal of the day. It is usually eaten between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. Some families with young children or people in the countryside may eat dinner earlier between 4:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. And now let's proceed to their cooking techniques. First off is grilling and barbecuing. So they cook their food over an open flame or hot plate, especially outdoors. Then second, roasting. They cook their food in an oven, often used for meats and vegetables. Next is baking, cooking food like bread, cakes, and pies in the oven. Frying. They cook food in hot oil like frying fish or chips. Boiling and stewing, cooking food in hot water or broth for a long time to make it soft and flavorful. Okay, again, what are those popular dishes in Australian cuisine? Okay, so those are the meat pie, Vegemite on toast, the barramundi, the kangaroo steak, lamingtons, pavlova, sausage sizzle, the dumper, and last is the chico roll. So in the assessment, read each question carefully and answer as best as you can. So first question is, how have British, Asian, and indigenous cultures each influenced Australian cuisine? Write it in 100 words. Then second question is, from all of the popular dishes in Australia, which dish would you like to try and why? In your assignment, research traditional Australian cooking methods such as roasting, barbecuing, baking in ashes, and steaming. Then plan a simple menu featuring at least 3 dishes and describe the cooking method used for each dish. And here is the criteria in making the simple menu. And that's all. Thank you.